welcome to Rose Ad Libby, All the World's a Stage. I'm Libby.
And I'm Rose.
And welcome to this episode of our podcast where we just yap about musical theatre, to be honest. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about Matilda the musical.
This is such an exciting episode because we've not done like a full-on theatre review for so long. And this is like more of our longer episodes. We've mainly done like theatre updates and just so many exciting things have been happening. We've honestly not had time to do full episodes. This is very exciting.
Yeah, it's really great that we get to sit down and actually talk about a musical and just like give our opinions and things like that, because this is actually what we started when we first started the podcast. A lot of our early episodes were in this structure, so it's nice to kind of go back a little bit. Well, it's like this. Okay, well, I can start with the first thing that I said, introduction to theatre.
Yeah.
And I can just like start. Well, I actually haven't put on this whole thing what Matilda is at all. So maybe I can just start by doing that.
Yeah, start by doing that then. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So I thought I'd start off by saying a little bit about Matilda and what it is. So obviously a lot of people know that it is a musical, based off of a book originally by Roald Dahl. It's also a film from, I can't remember what year it is. It was quite a while ago though. No offense, guys. And also there's been a more recent film with Alicia Weir, that was like the musical version of the film. But most people do know it from the West End show, and it's also touring at the minute, which is really good. That's got a really good cast, so I definitely think you should go and see this show. It's about a girl called Matilda who is she's really intelligent, but her parents aren't appreciative of that and sent her to school. And at this school, there's this lovely teacher called Miss Honey and this mean Miss Trunchbull, who's really funny on the stage version, one of the best characters, I would say. And Matilda basically just sort of fights against that, and she can move things with her eyes and things like that. It's kind of hard to describe, but it is a well-known story, so I do think the name, it lends itself to what it is. People know the story of Matilda.
So you think that it's like a very, very popular sort of like thing that people do at theatre schools a lot? So then one of my first introductions to the show was we did it at my old theatre school. We were actually going to do Matilda and then COVID hit, so we didn't do it in the end.
Yeah.
But like it's so popular, like all the theatre kids do.
Every Amdram stan has been in at least one production of Matilda. I've been in 2.
Have you actually? I've been in none.
My first performing show, it was like a week of like a kids Matilda that we did, and that was my first theatre rejection because we just did a singing audition and a small part of Naughty, and then they came up to me after and they said, we were going to give you Matilda, but because you're new to the company, we don't know if you can act, so we'll give you this other person instead. I think I was Amanda. I was either Amanda or Alice or someone like that, like one of the other people, like school kids with names, because the person who got Matilda was a member of the company already and was just doing the summer school, so they knew that they could act.
Oh my god, that's actually awful.
No, it was good though, because after it was like at Easter, and the Miss Trunchbull had a knee injury, so the day of the opening night when we were doing our rehearsals, she or he, I can't remember, was watching the rehearsal before they went on because their knee was hurt, and they brought in an Easter egg and they said, I'm going to watch the rehearsal today, and the person who does the best gets the Easter egg, and I won the Easter egg.
And that makes up for it.
Yeah. And it was like my first time, and I've done so much since then, so.
Yeah.
And the other version was a school version that technically wasn't licensed. They did not have the license to perform Matilda, so they made it up themselves and they changed the lyrics to Bruce because they didn't have the license. Because they tried to get the license, but they didn't get it, but it was too late to apply for another license for anything else, so they just did an unlicensed version of Matilda.
That's iconic. That's such a good story.
No.
I really want to be in Scamilton, guys. I mean, no hate. I know Scamilton shouldn't exist, but I feel like it'd be a vibe.
No, every time I listen to Hamilton, I'm singing like all the characters, and I'm like, if I went to see that on the West End, totally different musical. If you guys like Hamilton, you should check out episode 2.
Yes, because it's one of our favourite episodes.
Yes, that was so fun to film. And Hamilton was like my first, after Matilda, which was my first favourite musical. Hamilton was like, I had a Hamilton phase that lasted about 3 years, and I have to say I'm still in my Hamilton phase. You don't grow out of it. I maybe got into Hamilton when I was like 12 or 13. So going on from our last point, I think Matilda is a great introduction to theatre. Obviously, it is sort of known as a child's story, but even if you're not a child, even if you're not a kid, I think it's a great introduction to theatre. It has a lot of the things that theatre is. It's got energetic, catchy songs. It's got heartfelt, like more like singy, belty songs. It's upbeat, it's lively, it's got a well-known story, and I think it's a really good starting point. And when I've seen it twice in the West End, I'm very lucky. I see a lot of kids there, young kids especially, and I see a lot of adults there, not taking kids but just on their own. And I think it's a really good, well-rounded show.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a lot of really good roles for kids in it, and there's such a good opportunity for people to get their first amateur show, get a really good role, loads of singing, loads of dancing.
Yes.
And I think it's just such a fun show to do as a kid. Even an adult, but like,
In the
it's
West End
fun as a
programme,
kid.
yeah. In the West End's programme, on all the child's pages, there's lots of them who it says this is this person's West End debut, this is this person's stage debut. So not only is it a good Amdram choice, it's a good just any sort of kids show, not just to watch but to be in. So if you are listening and you have a child who wants to get themselves started on the stage professionally, then, or even not professionally, look for a production of Matilda in your area, because I definitely think it's a great starting point. It was my starting point, so, and I'm such a star now that like you should copy me, because I'm like,
They really are though.
I'm a star, a Rachel
The
Berry
star.
wannabe. So as I said before, I've seen this show twice, both on the West End. I saw them 6 years apart, and one in 2019 and one recently in 2025. Matilda on the West End in the 2019. I was so excited. I remember, and I took a picture with the pose outside the theatre. I was so excited. I think it was my second West End show, potentially my first. And I remember just being absolutely on cloud nine. The way I am now when I see theatre, to be honest, I would have been 10 or 9 when I first saw that. Yeah, I'm old. I'm joking. And I just remember that feeling of being like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing Matilda. And I'd just been in it, like the Amdram version. And then after this, my dance school locally, they had a workshop with an assistant choreographer of Matilda came in and did a workshop, and I did that, and I was literally buzzing, and she signed my program, and I was like, oh my gosh. So it wasn't just my introduction to performing in theatre, it was one of the first things I saw, and it really ignited my love of, oh my gosh, people be on the stage and like perform. And I saw it more recently in 2025 with the same people I saw it with, my mum and my brother, and I liked it just as much. I would see any show on the West End, to be honest. I saw a lot of theatre in September, the month I saw it in, but it was definitely up there. I really, really enjoyed seeing it again. And it's sort of like, it was kind of full circle actually. It kind of reminded me of, this was one of the first shows I saw, and at the very start of, I want to be in theatre, I want to do that. It sort of like reignited that spark for me. So again, as I've said many times, I think it's just a great show. It's a great introduction to theatre. If I've not already convinced you already, you can see Matilda. There's obviously going to be lots of Amdram versions of that, and that's a great way of getting into theatre, is just supporting amateur dramatics. I'm a big Amdram person. I'm in a lot of Amdrams, and I'm very passionate about people supporting them, not just the West End. But it is also touring the UK and Ireland. I'm not sure where it is, but it did start in Leicester, but I'm not sure where it is at the moment. And it's also in the West End, and it has been there for quite a while. It's in the Cambridge Theatre, and it's got a big Matilda sign up on the top, and you'll see people taking pictures with the pose outside the theatre. And that's a really nice theatre actually. It's obviously very Matilda branded because it's been there for a while. It's sort of like Les Mis. It's not obviously been there as long as Les Mis has been, but that theatre is the home for that show. And yeah, it's a really nice theatre. And okay, I sat in the stalls both times I've seen it, and I could see well. The second time I saw it more recently, I did sit further back, but I still could see, and they've got like the seat cushions if you're going with a kid. And yeah, just go and see it. It doesn't matter how much money you pay for your ticket, you'll have a great show because the acoustics in that theatre are very good, so you can hear everything.
But I also think that a lot of people with these shows are always like, guys, we need to get the most expensive tickets, sit right at the front to have a good time. But honestly, don't. I've only ever sat in a different once, and that's because 6 tickets on the front row are actually quite cheap.
I think I sat near the front row the first time I saw Matilda.
Yeah.
And when I go see Amdram's, like, the price is usually, like, fixed, so I'll just sit wherever there's
Yeah.
place. Not just with Matilda, with any show, it really doesn't matter where you sit because you'll get a good show. The show doesn't change wherever you sit. It doesn't get worse if you sit further back, like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I know. For example, my dad saw Wicked on his own in London. He sat row Z, seat Z, right at the back, literally. He said Alpha was a tiny green dot on the stage, but he still had a great time. So it just goes
Yeah.
to show that it doesn't matter where
Plus,
you sit.
Elphaba, like, belts her heart out, so it really doesn't matter where you sit in that show either, 'cause you'll hear it. And, like, it's a theatre. There's speakers and acoustics, and there's an actual band playing, so you're gonna hear it no matter what. So there's a little myth debunked for you. So one of my favourite things about Matilda, and one of the things I think is the most iconic about this show, is the set. I'm not sure about the touring and production, as I said, I've not seen it, but on the West End, it's very moving and it fits with the show. So at the start, I would recommend getting there slightly early because decorating the stage, there's these box. I don't know why I'm using my hands because they can't see the video, so I don't know why I'm trying to explain things with my hands. But okay, there's like little boxes with the letters on them, and if you look carefully, there's words linking to the show. So if you get there early, you can sit and look for all the words spelt out in the letters surrounding the stage. They use swings, and all of it's based off a very like box. It's all made up of like boxes and cubes. So Matilda's bedroom, for example, comes out from the side, and there's the whole table. All the tables for the school come out the stage from the bottom of the stage, which I think is cool. And there's just the common theme linked through. The letters Matilda are spelled out on the swings that come down from the top of the stage, which are then used in When I Grow Up. I think it's used effectively. It's not just there and then acted around, it's acted with, they use the set. And I think it really helps to move the story because you see the letters, you see the words spelt in the thing that link to the story. And I think it's one of the most effective sets used in a piece of theatre. Matilda, you'll see escapologist, you'll see acrobat. And that it basically starts the show without having to start the show. Like you understand some of the themes and everything. And I often hear like kids go in like spelling out the things while they're waiting, which is good because you don't have kids going, "When's it gonna start?"
That's the worst. Oh my god.
And also, I think the set and stage is utilized very well on this show. In a lot of shows, you'll see set, but the characters don't touch it, they don't interact with it. It's like there, but it's not there. But in this show, it's used very much. So I'll take Matilda's bedroom, for example. It's made up of all these like little cubes in the back, and her bed comes out. And then in Naughty, while she's singing that, she climbs up like the back of the wall to sit on the shelf with the books. And like the desks in the school come up out of the stage, and the swings, that's a very important part. I have a funny story about the swings, which I'll come to in a little bit. But the swings that come up that they use in When I Grow Up, those at the start of the show hold the letters that spell Matilda. And I think it's a really well designed set. It definitely fits with the story. And they're all like cubes, which is really interesting because I think it kind of hints, here's me using my English literature GCSE brain, but I think it kind of symbolizes the story of how Matilda's building the school from this evil place with Miss Trunchbull. The show builds in its drama and in its storyline, and it keeps unfolding, and the bricks are like building. What I'm trying to say is I think it's a really effective set for what the show is. It matches the tone, it's very bright, there's lots of colours, it's very interactive, it's interesting to look at. And you've even got a hat stand with Mr. Wormwood's hat, and it all just lends itself to each other. And I really like when I'm watching that show specifically, I'm looking at the characters and I'm looking at the set, and I'm seeing them both, and they're together. They're not two separate things, it's one story. And I think the set really helps to do that. So I really like this set.
So, another topic we'd like to talk about is the swings/adult ensemble in Matilda. So, if you didn't know, the adult ensemble actually, a lot of them play school children. I think it's actually really cool, and I think a lot of shows don't do this.
You see the older kids versus you see the younger kids, because the younger kids in the school are actually played by real kids.
Yeah, and I think it just works so well. Charlie in the Chocolate Factory does this, which is a very interesting choice, but it's still, okay, we don't talk about that. I just feel like the adult ensemble, they bring so much to the stage, and like they take on so many characters.
Did you know that in the UK tour of Matilda, Alice and Hortensia are played by an adult? and I think that's
What?
really cool.
That
Members of the adult ensemble also play the parents in the song Miracle and just other little roles like that.
multi-rolling. Nothing we love more than that.
So there's a few swings in this show. There's obviously adult swings. And when I first saw Matilda, I have to say I did not know much about theatre. As I've said many times in this episode, it was my introduction. And I was reading through the program, which I've got in front of me right now. The original one is very battered. It's well loved, I'll say. It's well loved. It's ripped, but it's got Phantom of the Opera on the back, so it's all right. So I'm reading this script and I'm going, oh, look, swing. Another swing. Oh, look, another swing. And I'm thinking, and obviously, as I said, I didn't know much about theatre. So I'm thinking that the word swing means the people who were on the swings in When I Grow Up.
Oh my gosh, that's
I was
brilliant.
in school and we were doing a show and tell, and I brought in my Matilda program and I said, look, this person's a swing, and that means they were on the swings. And I was 10 years old. And it's so funny. But just to clarify, a swing is not in Matilda and in any show is not a person who goes on the swing if there's a swing used in that show. It is someone who can swing on to cover any roles as needed.
Respect the swings. That's all we can say.
Respects the swalts, swings and alternates. And if you guys want to hear more about swings and alternates, we do have an episode planned, so let me know if you guys want that.
Yes, we'll hopefully be recording that very soon, as it's such an amazing topic.
Another thing about this show, which I think is really cool, is the interaction with the audience. So a lot of shows, it's, you know, like the whole fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall thing. You see the show on the stage and you're just watching it. But in this show, we've got a lot of audience interaction. So we've got simple things like characters making eye contact with members of the audience. And I'm not sure if I'm remembering right. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But in Telly, the start of Act 2, before that song, Mr. Wormwood talks to members of the audience in that part and does like a little joke show and things. And also another thing is characters will very often run through the audience. So the whole Amanda hair throwing thing, characters will run through the audience to the back out of the doors. At the end, Ronaldo showed up from one of the back doors and everyone turned around. And also in a lot of songs, they show up in the boxes and are singing like this in the boxes above you. And it really makes it really immersive and it's really fun to watch because you're not just sitting and staring at the stage, it's going on around you. And that's sort of like Starlight Express, how the stage goes through the audience and people get high fives from the people on the roller skates and stuff.
My sister did that. She had all the high fives. I was actually so jealous. I love it when actors break the fourth wall. But cause you know, like you see these videos and everyone's like, actors noticing when people are filming bootlegs and they just like stare at them like this like the whole time. For audio listeners, I'm staring at Libby through the camera. They literally stare. Time, guys. So my sister has been invited to watch Paddington by my cousin, and my mom was like, oh, do you want to go see Paddington? I said to my sister, and I was like, oh, can I come? It's like, no, you're doing your GCSEs that day. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'd rather watch Paddington, thank you. I don't want to do my GCSEs. I'd rather just quit them and watch Paddington. It looks so good. I'm honestly I'm not happy about it. Like, I need to see it. But yeah.
So the next thing I wanted to say, so I kind of talked about this earlier, but the child actors in this show. So we sort of talked about it when we said about Amdrams and specifically youth Amdrams doing this show. But the child actors in this show, not only is there so much opportunity for child actors to be in this show, is that they are immensely talented. Like, they're singing. The Lavender that I saw is a really great performer. She's got a really good voice. I think she just turned 11. And I loved the voice and the character she played for Lavender, like the way she embodied it. And also, a fun fact, she is the singing voice for Peppa Pig. All of these child actors, you can feel this passion just radiating off of them, like absolutely shining. And I can't imagine, like, I get not scared, but I get a little bit nervous when I'm about to go and perform on an Amdram stage in front of loads of strangers. Imagine going to perform on a West End stage. Like, instead of just a local theatre in a school, it's literally the Cambridge Theatre in London. I can imagine the fear of that, and they are immensely talented. In The Smell of Rebellion, they're all doing front flips off this springboard and landing on a mattress. And like, what? They are immensely talented. They can sing, they can dance, they can act, and their passion radiates off of the stage and you feel it. And it's like there's a sun shining in the room. Okay, here we go. My favourite cast member when I saw it. And I saw it more recently because even though I do remember it, I don't remember exactly who my favourite was when I first saw it. It probably would have been Matilda, realistically. But my favourite cast member when I saw it this time, my favourite child performer was Myla Park, who played Lavender when I saw it. There's obviously 4 casts, but it goes to everyone because they're all talented. And my favourite adult in it was Tiffany Graves, who plays Mrs. Wormwood. She is a diva.
An icon.
She's got such an energy, and she is Mrs. Wormwood. And I just literally loved her embodiment, her version of the character. It was, and you could tell she was having the time of her life. Like singing loud, she was absolutely loud, and she was having the time of her life up there, and it was so fun to watch. So you might have heard our episode 1, which was our experience of the Halvery Hannah live experience in London. During the VIP, we were queuing up to Rose. You can tell this part of the story if you want.
No, it's fine. You tell it.
We were queuing up to go and do the whole meet Hannah thing, and there was a girl behind us who I knew I recognized from somewhere. I was like, I know that person. I don't know who it is, but I know who it is. I've seen her somewhere. It might have just been someone I saw on the tube, but I was like, I know who she is. And she was like, does anyone have a Sharpie? I always get my t-shirt signed. And Rose pulls out this gold Sharpie because she's always prepared, and with her gold Sharpie for her programs, and we give it to her. And then later, there was a little bit of break between the VIP experience and the starting of the show. And we were sat out there in the lobby with our parents, and I'm on Instagram because we'd been put on the Halvery Hannah Instagram, and I see someone the Hortensia that I saw in Matilda. I see her story. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a cast announcement or something. She is there. She was there, and she did the VIP experience to Hannah, and she was the one who we gave the Sharpie to.
Is that not the most iconic story?
And then I was hoping to see her again and go up and be like, I'm really sorry, I didn't notice you early, but I saw you in Matilda a couple of weeks ago, and I really liked your performance, and I could not find her anywhere. And I really wanted to go and get a picture, but I couldn't find her. And that is like, it's...
Yeah, she was really nice as well. We were talking to her for like a few minutes while we were queuing to meet Hannah.
There's a little bit of an invitation for you to talk here because I know... Okay, so Rose likes Matilda, but there's a lot of popular songs from Matilda that are very overused. I'm not going to say overrated, I'm going to say overused. And
I will say overused.
Stigma around this show. It's Matilda, your favourite's Matilda, wow. So the songs in this show, what songs do people... Rose, I'm going to ask you, when you think of Matilda, that regardless of anything I've said in this whole episode, when you think of Matilda, what do you think of? What songs do you think of?
God, I think of Naughty, because I did it for my grade 3 singing exam, and I was like, oh, it's a good song. Sung it a few times, regretted my choice.
Everyone
absolutely
sings
regretted
it.
I was like, I just can't deal with the song anymore.
It's a good song.
It's a good song. It's a great song.
But everyone sings it.
But like, everyone sings it, and I think it is such a good song, and like timminchin is so clever writing it, and I think it's an amazing show. But why does everyone sing the songs? I mean, I actually do know the answer. It's because there's really not much for kids to sing. Like, it is really hard, especially when you're younger, to find a song. I remember just sitting for hours looking through like Spotify books, trying to find stuff.
Parents helping their kids, they're not going to know either, especially if they're not stagey parents, they're not going to know. So they're just going to search popular kids musical theatre songs. Naughty is going to come up. Yeah. And like, we can't do anything about that.
Yeah. But I think that like, and I get why, because, it's such like a popular show. It's such a great show. But like, every time you go to theatre school, and when you're like 7 or 8, everyone's like, guys, just do Matilda.
Okay. Should we just try and wrap up the lay quiz questions if you want?
Yeah, let's do lay quiz then.
I've not got lay quiz, Nip. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it.
Got it. I've got it.
You do it for me, because otherwise you won't know the answers. So obviously I've talked a lot about Matilda in this show, and I have so much more that I could say. I could mention, the programs for this show. I have 2. There's great souvenirs and merch, and it's just a great show. But I thought to wrap up the episode, we would do some questions from Les Quiz Rob, which is Hannah Lowther's musical theatre quiz book. So there is a Matilda section, and we have used this book before in a couple of our episodes. So Rose will be asking me some Matilda questions, and hopefully I know them because I've just gone on and on about Matilda for this whole episode. So it's going to be pretty bad if I don't get these right.
Okay.
Just a disclosure, these are not our questions. They are from Hannah Lowther's book. You should check it out. It's great.
It's the best book ever. I literally read it. It helps me get to sleep at night. It's the best book ever, ever, ever. I can't stress how much this book is amazing. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I'll find some questions. Where does Miss Trunchbull lock disobedient children?
The chokey.
Whoop whoop, ding ding. 1 point for Lily. According to Mr. Wormwood in the song Telly, Harry Potter is a what?
Wait. Rotter,
That might be too
right?
hard. I think it is rotter. Yeah, it's rotter. Wait, let me check. I don't want to be like weird.
It's like Harry Potter, what a rotter, or something like that.
Yeah,
Don't mind the
I think
accent. That was
rotter.
really bad. Don't cast me as Mr. Wormwood, guys.
Yeah, it's rotter. It's rotter. No, you'd be great, Mr. Wormwood. Oh yeah. What year was Miss Trunchbull the English hammer throwing champion according to the song The Hammer?
1969.
Ding ding. Wait, actually, wait, better check that. Ding ding. I just assume it's right because you sound.
You just said it was right.
It is right.
Okay.
What is Mrs. Wormwood's dance partner called?
I said Ronaldo earlier, but the answer is Rodolfo. He's not a football player. It's Rodolfo.
And who played Miss Honey in the night? Who played Miss Honey in the 2022 movie?
I know her name.
I never get this one.
I know her name, but I don't know her name.
It begins with an L.
I want to say Laura Baxter, but that is not the right answer.
Whoa, Laura Baxter! I didn't know you were Matilda.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Laura something or Lauren something.
I'll tell you, it's Lashana Lynch.
I wouldn't have got that, but she was great. But I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, she is. She's actually really good, Miss Honey. And actually, guys, fun fact, according to Les Miserables, the West End production reportedly goes through 100 tubs of chocolate spread a year.
Whoa, that chocolate cake.
Whoa. I feel like it'd be such a vibe to be Bruce because you just get to eat sugar all night. I feel like it would get you on a high during the show. Although, to be fair, guys, chocolate.
I don't know how they do it though. So I've watched it twice and I still can't work out how they get rid of the cake because, like, how does that work? If anyone knows, can you let us know how
let us know in the comments.
The cake works, or if like any of you know someone who's played Bruce that can tell you like.
Oh, someone in my singing class at my theatre school has.
Okay.
Do we need to ask?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what's his name?
I actually don't know. I don't think he was in it when you were in it though, because he said he was in it like a while ago. But he's like 10, so it can't be that long ago. But still, anyway.
It depends how long his definition of a lot long ago is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because we know these home ed people that I'm seeing tomorrow. One of them's 6, and she thinks she's like, okay, she likes to play with me when I see her, and I'd seen her last like a month ago, and she goes, "Oh, it's been so long since I've last saw you, like so long," and I was like, "Poppy, it was a month ago," and she was like, "That is a long time."
Begged him to send you home. I literally can't help it. I'm not sorry.
You should have told me.
I can't stop singing Skeleton. I know that it's like, what are the Skeleton lyrics? Oh, they change half the lyrics and that would be enough. It's actually hilarious, not gonna lie. It changes the whole plot.
If you've not seen Scamilton and you have some time to kill, then watch it.
The famous Texas Scamilton like slime tutorial on YouTube. I don't know how that's not been taken down. I honestly, it's so illegal. It is the most illegal thing ever, and I don't know how it's not been taken down.
Well, I don't think it's that far because none of them are in prison.
Fair. It's honestly epic, so go watch that if you're bored.
If you want to hear more about slime tutorials and bootlegs, we do have an episode planned all about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, tune in soon. We're not sure when this episode's going to get released, but keep an eye out, and we might hit it on the Instagram page, roseadlibby_podcast, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. really helps to boost us if you're liking those videos and following us and keeping out, because then you can introduce new people to our podcast and it can really help us to get our name out there.
Yes, and we are desperate to get some really exciting guests on. So if you're a musical theatre performer listening to this, then we would love to have you on our podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
We have a very long list of potential guests that
we do.
We are desperate to get on.
A lot of them are from Six. We're just going to put that out there.
Disclaimer.
We should get Lin-Manuel Miranda on the pod.
Oh my god, let's manifest that. Lin-Manuel Miranda on the podcast. No, I will die.
That's how we're going to manifest it. What good is this chanting? I don't even know what I'm reading.
I would actually say that if Lin-Manuel Miranda came on, I'd be like, what am I actually reading this? But yeah.
No.
So if you're listening to this,
that would be
Miranda,
wild.
or Philippa Sue, or anyone from Hamilton or Six, or anything really.
Or anyone from any show.
Anyone from any show.
Because we want to talk with you. And if you haven't since by the episode, this is a very fun podcast. We yap, we laugh, we create chaos, and we talk for much longer than we planned the episodes to be. So it's a great place.
Especially DMers if you are Millie Redshaw, Beth Addington, or Hannah Lowther. Just putting it out there.
We love everyone.
Dream guests on my podcast.
Dream guest on my podcast.
My podcast. Yeah,
on my podcast. Dream guest on my podcast.
Only most dedicated fans to Hannah Lowther will know that. Just putting it out there. Okay. Right. Thank you so much for listening to this, and we will see you next time on the Rose Ed Libby All the World's Estate. Bye. Bye.